healing grow.
Right up to the podium.
Okay. We are going on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Gerald Parker, also known as Charles. Hold on, sir, I'm getting to that. Also known as Charles Parker, 2321114. And counsel, your appearance for the record, please.
Your Honor, Richard T. Serrano, appearing as MIDC counsel on behalf of my client who's presently in custody. I appear for the client for regular purposes only. Please state your name, sir.
Charles Andrew Parker.
Okay, and I recall you, Mr. Parker, because I recall, I think that you said that your birth certificate says one name, but you're.
Sent me to rehab. He sent me out to rehab in Detroit. Finkel. Lake Ridge. I completed that in March.
Well, okay, but sir, I don't think that you kept a lot of stuff with you because now you're back here, where it's alleged you've relapsed. So,
I fell off my bike.
I'm sorry?
I fell off my bike and they came over to me because the sidewalk was my bike.
Sir, are you still intoxicated?
No.
No.
I asked him that, Your Honor.
I noticed when you walked in, you fell up against the wall. You're not intoxicated.
No, I was sleeping on it and I just got up and I went for a while.
Okay, counsel, as to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I have deprived my client of his rights and all charges against him. I was involved in everyone would wait for him reading statutes.
Or waiting for a reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. We'll schedule this matter for pre-trial on October 10th
Okay.
at 9:45 a.m. Counsel as to bond.
Your Honor, my client lists his residence as homeless. He tells me there is some place that he can go. Friend or relative, I forget what he said, but he's not working at this time. Your Honor, he tells me he's never failed to appear in court. Tells me again, he has no cases pending, not on probation or parole. I leave it to the court's discretion to give him a personal bond or bonding in reasonably respected post.
Okay, well, the court is familiar with Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker, when did you complete rehab?
October for 4 months and 60 days after that for the 2 past misdemeanors. One in Wyandotte, the other one is in Lincoln Park, I believe.
The court finds that a $7,500 10% bond with an alcohol tether to the Wayne County Jail is going to be appropriate. We're not sure where Mr. Parker resides, and Mr. Parker needs some assistance, it appears, with maintaining his sobriety. The court's going to also indicate you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. I will indicate, sir, that defendant may be tethered to treatment, may be tethered to alcohol treatment
Been through all that.
through the Wayne County Jail if requested.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Off the record. You 616, can you please unmute and tell me your name?
Nicole Cochran.
Okay, why are you on Zoom?
Ma'am, I tried for over a week to try to get to you. I had no ride, no way there. I've tried everyone I know. I have no family, no friends, no way of getting there.
Okay, well, ma'am, this was scheduled 9 a.m. You didn't zoom in until noon.
Till noon?
Ma'am, this was scheduled at 9 a.m. You appeared in the waiting room around noon today.
Because I called the court And I let them know at 8:30 that I would try every option I could. There was no way I could get in there. If I could reschedule and try to find another ride, I could, that would be an option. She said, she called back at a little after 11 saying to do the Zoom.
Ma'am, where do you reside? What city?
I'm sorry,
What city do you reside in?
Taylor right now.
Okay, and do you work?
Right now, no, I don't.
How do you support yourself?
I'm on Social Security right now. My next step is to get my ID so I can get a job.
Okay, so then there's Uber options, there's Lyft, there's the bus, there's options, ma'am.
I don't have no card. My money is right now, it's suspended due to what this ticket is for. So I'm trying to get it unsuspended. It's gonna take a while.
Well, your attorney is not here anymore, ma'am. Your attorney is your doctor, so he's not here anymore. Did you contact your attorney at all?
I don't know who my attorney is.
Ma'am, you can find the bus routes, can you not?
I guess I'm getting a warrant because there's no way I can get there. I've tried every option. I have no money for bus fare, none of this. I can try my payee again and try to get in there tomorrow. But I have another court date tomorrow. In Trenton.
Please stay put for a moment until I figure out what I'm doing with you, since you didn't appear as you were supposed to. Ms. Cochran.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so, have you contacted anybody about getting to court? That's what you said you were doing.
No, I can't get anybody right now. I can probably get somebody by the end of the week.
What are you
If
saying,
that's at all
Judge?
possible.
Well, ma'am, we only have a wind-up prosecutor on Tuesdays.
I cannot hear anything.
We we only have a wind-up prosecutor on Tuesdays, not on any other day of the week.
Is there any way I can come next Tuesday?
We have a jury trial next Tuesday, and we still have a full docket before that. Yeah, but you were mailed notices as date back on September 7th.
I never got that notice. I went to my parents' address and my parents don't want anything to do with me, so they didn't give me the information.
Well, ma'am, how are we supposed to know where you live if you don't change your address? We can't go chasing people down.
Oh, well, because the whole situation that I was arrested for this, the officers did not even ask me any of this information. It's a long story. That's why I wanted to talk to my attorney about it.
Time out. You know that your address is your parents' address.
That's on my ID. Right now, it is not my parent. I'm not with my parents.
I understand that. My point is this, you know the address that's on your ID, so it's your responsibility to make sure that whatever police agency or court that you may be at has your most recent information.
I understand that, yes, and I tried to tell them that they didn't listen.
Ma'am, what's your address?
Right now, my address is room 9, Taylor, Michigan.
Hold on. There are not 6 digits in the address.
Okay. 1.
Okay, you're at a hotel?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been there?
About 2 months.
Ma'am, if you're tested today, what's in your system?
I'm sorry?
If you are tested today, what is in your system?
The only thing that would be in my system, to be honest with you, would be marijuana.
Ma'am, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that you can come in tomorrow for your arraignment, and then we'll have to set your pretrial out a little bit for another date.
I have court in Trenton at 8 a.m., I believe.
So how are you going to get there? if you
Right
couldn't even
after
get here?
from there.
How are you going to get here if you couldn't get there? Or how are you
I
going to
don't
get
know.
there
I
if
have
you
to
couldn't
figure
get
all
here?
this
It's
out.
not like a
I
doctor's
may have a
hospital.
ride for that tomorrow. Cause everything's just all messed up.
Ma'am, I have to tell you, you don't look as though, you look as though you're on something.
No, I'm not on
I'm
anything.
looking at your eyes. I'm looking at your eyes.
I'm not on anything. It's because of what I've been through. I don't sleep. I'm not eating. And I'm trying to get mental help. And then they refused. They sent me home. And I couldn't get admitted for that.
I will give
I'm
you
not
until
having
tomorrow.
a good.
I will give you until tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
What time tomorrow?
I said I will give you until tomorrow by 11 o'clock. So anytime.
11 o'clock.
by 11
Okay.
o'clock.
Thank you.
Ma'am, if you don't appear, you will have a warrant for your arrest.
I understand that completely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, that you come on up?
Stop right there on the edge.
I need, LeBlanc Hernandez file. I've lost it.
Yes. He works it over there.
LeBlanc Hernandez, you failed your drug test. You tested positive for marijuana, which is a violation of your bond.
This is, Judge. May I approach on that?
Yeah.
I was actually speaking with the state about this issue right now. It's an interesting issue. I don't know. I'm sure the court did not attend my CLE I gave on hemp bill, because I believe you were busy with that in dockets. But, Judge, when I gave my CLE about the hemp bill, it is now legal for stores to sell marijuana.
Sure.
Marijuana is for sale all over the city of Beaumont.
He tested positive for marijuana.
Right, which is illegal in the state of Texas.
Marijuana is now legal in the
Yes.
state of Texas, 100%? No, it's not, sir.
Well, it is
No,
not
it's not.
if it meets a certain threshold.
Okay, that's going to be your burden because he's tested positive for THC, and we're not going to open the door for everybody to show up high because they're saying, "Oh, I got this. This has got to be legal marijuana."
Well, but there is legal THC in the city of Beaumont. That's all. I'm just trying to point that out. The conditions of bond states that he cannot break the law, but there's not a condition that states he's not allowed to use legal substances. And I've spoken with him. He did use legal marijuana. It's available at the store. And that's.
I'm not going to have a hearing on that, but I will have a hearing on it. But his bond is revoked right now for testing positive. We're going to stand by this. I know you want to make a big stand on that because of your presentation, but marijuana, THC is not across the board legal. It's not. It's not. And you can't just say, well, we're going to test positive here and I got to get out of jail free card. And I'm going to drive around town. I'm going to leave here, get in an accident, kill a bunch of people, and then test positive. And then they're going to say, what idiot judge let you loose after you had tested positive here in court? That's it. But if you want to write your name and say, I'm responsible if he goes out and hits some people when he is testing positive here on the test, and I'll accept responsibility for all of that, go ahead. But I don't think that you're going to do that. But somebody's got to be responsible. And the fact of the matter is I know that there is certain THC that's out there that is, has been deemed, not illegal.
Right.
And I also know that because I helped on this bill, and that is medical use of tetrahydrocannabinol,
Right.
Cannabis, and which is not the sativa L, but
What is?
I helped on that. So I'm involved in that, and I know I'm sensitive about people who do need treatment, but that has to be administered through medical expertise. You can't go into somewhere off the street and say, okay, this has got to be legal. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. You don't know what's in there. You really don't.
We're not judging off the street, not if you're buying it from the corner, but it's
Where's he
available
getting it?
from the store. There's lots of stores there's 100 stores in Beaumont that
Okay.
sell marijuana.
I'm not going to, that is not a get out of jail free card. We can have a hearing on it, fine,
Understand.
and we'll litigate it. If that's what you want to do, great. That'll be done, but we're not going to set loopholes for people to be running around saying, I'm going to the store, and getting out of the store. And so it must be good stuff.
It's all right. I've tried it.
Well, good for you. Well, I hope that if you're not, I hope you can, well, I mean, the point of the matter is, if somebody goes out and kills some people in a car wreck and it tests positive, nobody's going to be laughing about it. There's nothing funny, especially from yesterday when we had decapitation of poor victims, decapitated in a car wreck because the guy was intoxicated.
Right.
Whether it's alcohol or other substances that can foul up your abilities to act responsibly. People, it's not funny with what we have to deal with. There's nobody saw those pictures and think there's anything comical about someone who can get into a 4,000-pound missile and drive around high.
Right. I agree with you 100%, Judge. The only point I was trying to make first was that he failed a urine test, not a blood test. Obviously, in a car wreck situation, it would need to be in his blood to be causing intoxication, not in his urine. But my concern, only, Judge, is just to point out the notice issue. The standard bond conditions that are given to people when they leave the jail, I believe it says don't break the law. It says have an interlocutor ear to DWI and don't go around the victim. The problem here, not just for him, but a general problem maybe the county needs to address is that it does not state anywhere do not become intoxicated. And it doesn't state do not use legally intoxicating substances. In fact, it doesn't even say don't drink alcohol. So in this scenario, he was using a legal substance and there was no notice for him to not do so in the bond conditions.
Did you drive up here today? Don't look at him. Did you drive your car up here? Did you drive your car? Yes.
But he's not intoxicated right now. He didn't fail a blood test. It was a urine test. Urine goes back for a month. If he used marijuana
We
last
can
month,
talk about this at another
I
time.
understand. I just
Judge,
Right now.
maybe, is there a time for a quick docket before trial next week where court could take this up? They would have an opportunity to get whatever it is they think they need to get to put in
I
front of you.
can set it for any time. I can set it for any time. I don't have to do a quick docket any time.
Well, I think that's what we're calling them now. That's why I'm referring.
What's a quick docket?
It's the ones before trial each week. That's what we're calling them now.
You only give us 30 minutes.
No.
You see what I'm saying, though.
That was my coordinator's idea, which I don't disagree with. But we can't complete it in 15 minutes
Right.
anyway. But yeah, I'm sorry. We're going to stand by our test, and y'all can appeal me. We're going to stand by our test that he is testing for an illegal substance, and his bond is revoked and doubled. What's his bond right now, please? I'm not looking him to gamble out of here after I've got a test. That's blood on my hands. I'm not going to do that.
Well, you're
And the test that we use is supposed to be is presumed to be a valid test.
don't disagree with the test, just disagree that the substance found is illegal.
5,000, 5,000, and 100,000.
Okay. The bond is, your bonds on the two 5,000s are double to 10,000 each. And yeah, do you have a drug patch?
Is not have a drug.
You're gonna have a drug patch from here on. Well, I'm gonna treat you like everybody else does, like everybody else is treated who tests positive for substance.
I don't understand.
He'll talk to you.
Yeah, he's not 100% English, so
Yeah, he'll talk to you about it, but here, my telling that if you're on bond, why flirt with trouble? That's just the foolish. Don't get near that stuff. Even if you think it might be legal, if it's going to be testing positive, why go through this? But I'm going to stand by the tests. But you can beat the rat, but not the ride. I think it's a terrible statement because I don't want to take the ride.
No.
Even though it might. But that's just right now. This is still being. They're still navigating, trying to figure out how to sort all this stuff out. And until they do, why would you even flirt with the trouble on bond? I mean, it's just not a wise thing to do. It's like playing Russian roulette. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm doubling those two 5,000s to 10,000. So you're going to have to post another bond in each of those two cases. That's that is a $10,000 amount. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. All right, on Mr. Hernandez. Onto Washington. That's you. Okay, there was a motion to increase bond filed by the state in August, and it says we sent, yeah, this is very disturbing. I hadn't read that before, but it's a very disturbing allegation.
But Judge, if you, I don't mind helping. If you point me on the case, I can get and just give us a reset that way.
He's not leaving here. He's not leaving without a bond. We got to deal with the bond, and I mean it says he is contacting the victim, holding the children hostage in an effort to get. You know what? Sit over there. Okay, sir.
Is he in custody?
Yes, he is in custody.
He just said she's outside. You mind if I have a moment to go talk with her?
Yeah. Yeah, but the bond condition is you shall not have contact with the victim. That's his burden, not her. And I know everybody knows what goes on here in these cases. People are put in bad positions, and especially when there's a kid, they're made to feel like they're the defendant. It's not right. It happens over and over again. But anyway, we're gonna have to deal with that.
Do you want to point me on him then, or you want to do a picture first?
Yeah, he's got to fill out an indigent form, and then
I can
I'll
bring it
appoint
to
you.
him. I'll bring it to him.
I guess that's perfect.
This is the one you want me to fill out for him?
Right here.
I can give it to him.
Well, this
This is Mr. Ham's case, and he's.
Hey, well, that's serious.
Yes, sir.
That's a violation. He's alleging that a violation has already occurred of the bond, and we got to deal with that.
I'm gonna give him this to fill out.
Thanks. You find it, Amelia?
I spoke to her. She's not here. She's at home. Evidently, Mr. Ham didn't notify her to be here today. But she has recordings and everything. Someone need her here for testimony, and she can't get here right now. So
I told her we'd reset it for, if we could, for a week, please.
She's
And
still moving forward.
yes, she's still coming. She said she'd be on. Because according to her, he's holding her kids hostage over this situation. So
Well,
we're gonna take care of it next week, Judge. I can't produce any evidence today other than what I talked to the complainant about.
we're gonna have to do something though, by phone or something, because I'm going to, his bond
Yes,
is
sir.
revoked and he's gonna be put into custody immediately, but I can't do that without something verifiable on the record.
I have a good number for it, so we can call him over.
Okay. And resolve it. And a similar, Arthur, Washington,
You need a point. I think.
in your case, you have filled out something and I'm declaring you indigent, so an attorney will be appointed. That's you.
That'd be me.
And Langston Adams will be appointed. There is also a motion as well to increase your bond, because it is alleged here in a similar motion that the defendant is having contact with the victim in violation of bond conditions and holding the children hostage in an effort to get her to drop the charge. If that is true, that is strictly forbidden. And that if that is deemed appropriate, if I believe that's happening, your bond is going to be, well, I would revoke it and there would be no bond, because you can, trying to pressure people who are involved in this case illegally or in violation of your bond conditions is pretty serious, because that's why otherwise we wouldn't have a courtroom to resolve problems properly under the law. If you go out and do it behind the scenes and pressure people, then we don't need lawyers. We don't need judges. We don't need rules of law. But that's not the way to handle your problem. When a problem, even if it's personal, becomes a case file, then you lose a lot of the privileges and the special nature of privacy involved in your relationship. And then a bunch of strangers have to come in and resolve the problem.
That's what we set that on Monday, if you don't mind.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's going to be revoked temporarily until
That's no.
Monday. Okay.
I did speak with her. She's available next week. So
All right.
we can.
Then Mr. Washington is held in custody until Monday. We will place it on the docket for Monday to resolve. 22-39623 is now called the State of Texas versus Grayland. Right? You and Mr. Wright?
Yes, sir.
Present. Your attorney now. Terrence Allison
Yes,
is the attorney of record, but I know you're associated with Mr. Allison.
I am.
And you are, please tell us, present yourself for the record on the defendant's behalf.
My name is Alan, MarIVIous.
Okay.
And do you understand, Mr. Wright, that Terrence Allison is not here? You don't have any objection
Yes, sir.
for his associate to be here with you, who is a licensed attorney at law.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you ready? Earlier, you pleaded guilty here in this case to the second-degree felony of aggravated assault. Pre-sentence report has been prepared. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it, and are there any corrections or changes to it?
I've had a chance to review it, and I'm not sure it would be a correction, but context of the defendant's version. He was asked what happened the day he committed the offense. He stated I was locked up, and then went on to say that I did not elaborate any further. I believe it was a misunderstanding of what happened when he was arrested and detained. That would make sense that he was locked up. He would have been providing any further elaboration on it. And I guess there was miscommunication as well, because I did ask the probation officers to let me know when the PSI was scheduled to happen. And
What are you saying?
I was,
You're not ready or?
ready.
Oh, okay.
I was present during the interview because that would have been something that could have been cleaned up at that time. But then as well, juvenile history, this was a school-wide SRO officer probably cited him. We know how that goes. It's nothing that was truly a reflection of who he is today. Of course, we're here on a serious matter, but to provide context of that as well. Then for the employment history, he was full-time employed with the city of Beaumont, the water department. We entered the plea of guilt a month ago, 2 months ago. They found out about it and let him go. So up until the plea of guilt, he was fully employed. But other than that, I am okay accepting the court passes.
Okay. What's that saying?
We have no corrections or.
All right, then it's made a part of the record. And the agreement is whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 10 years. So we know what there are several options there. Regular probation is not one. Deferred is. And then flat fine of no less than 2, no more than 10. I don't think there's another option.
Not that I'm aware of.
Go ahead. Defense, you may go first.
I would like to call the mother if that would be an opportune time of this
Go ahead.
opportunity. Ms. Catherine Bobs. Hey, Ms. Bobs. Maybe sworn in.
Who is this now?
This is the mother.
What's your name?
Catherine.
Did you get that? Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm that any statement you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Ms. Bobs, you understand what your son has been charged with?
Yes.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes.
And his upbringing, were you mostly be here to take care of him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as of today, are you been his main parent of incomes or life and death?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can you just provide the court with some kind of context of who Raymond Wright is, his character?
Yes, sir. Raymond, he's my baby. He's the youngest of 3. I've been the only young parent. The dad is not allowed to want anything, to do with him. I've done the best I can with raising him, trying to keep him away from the streets and all of that that's going on. But
How's that working out?
it's going well since this.
Here he is.
Yeah. Everything I told him, didn't listen.
And since the incident that took place, has he kept a straight road or has there been?
Oh, yeah. I honestly think it's scared him straight. I mean, he's at home, he's not running in the streets, and I think this is an eye open that, can't go around doing things and not be able to conquer.
And understanding the seriousness of this offense, he is looking at 10 years possibly, with the great state. Of course, you're the mother, you love your son. Well, what would you think is the recommended punishment for this offense?
I mean, as his mother, I would say, last time that I don't really know how all of this works. So, who wants to see their kid go to prison?
So it could be 2 to 10, or it could also be probation. And you understanding who your son is, what would be the best for him?
I mean, I would say probation. I mean, he's not a bad person. I think if he was constantly here for, a whole lot of cases and, I would say something different, but I would say that probation.
Ma'am, do you understand or do you know any of the facts of the case? What was going on out there?
I found out some of what was going on.
What did you think happened?
When I found out.
What do you think?
What I think happened, honestly, I don't really know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I just know bits and pieces of the case.
Well, you weren't there.
I wasn't there, no, sir.
So you don't know that there were 12 shell casings recovered at this Your son fired 12 shots at this person.
No, I did not know that.
And he was shot twice. Two bullets went into the person.
No.
You didn't know that?
No, sir.
There's a lot you must not know about your son.
I don't have any further questions or Judge.
What are you asking for? Yeah. Here. Or what are you asking for? Is probation or?
Give him probation. With the understanding of the low risk assessment that was provided by the probation's office and the lack of previous criminal history.
Anything you want to say, sir?
All I say, I know my action wasn't right, and if you find it,
Which part?
my action, as in my case, my aggravated assault with deadly weapon, I know what I did wasn't right.
What did you do?
Shot somebody. I shot somebody.
What did you think was going to happen when you shot 12 rounds at somebody?
I wasn't trying to hit him.
You hit him twice.
I know, but I wasn't trying to. If that makes sense.
All right. All right.
He was just out of anger and rage.
Over a $100 bet.
Yeah,
You're going to shoot someone 12 times because you lost a bet. Is that what this world has come to?
no, sir.
No. It's what your world came to.
Yes, sir. But if I
Well,
can,
that's what you are.
yes, sir. But I don't think that justifies who I am as a person.
Your actions do. Like mine, like his, like all of us. It's not what we think we are or what we try to portray ourselves to be. It's the choices we make or our character determinations.
Yes, sir.
You made a choice to attempt to kill someone. Shooting 12 times at someone and shooting them twice over a $100 bet. Made a bet on a video game. You lost the bet for whatever purpose. You sent a text message to the victim stating you were on your way to pay him. You sent a second message telling him, come outside. So he goes outside, and this red or maroon four-door vehicle that you were in the passenger seat of and somebody else was driving, you fired 12 times at the victim, who sustained gunshot wounds to his left knee and his right calf. And he was in a wheelchair here at the time that this probable cause affidavit was prepared after he went to St. Elizabeth Hospital. But the point of the matter is this happens in the middle of a residential area.
Yes, sir.
So you come in shooting the town up when everybody's trying to live peaceably, and you are making a mess out of everything. So much for peaceful life here in Beaumont, huh? No wonder we get such criticism publicly, called the most dangerous place. When it's not an evil town, but there are people making it evil.
Yes, sir.
With bad choices.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't drive through a residential area and just shoot 12 times over a $100 bet and think you're going to scamper out of here with just a slap on the wrist. That's terrible.
Yes, sir.
There's no appreciation over the sanctity of life of another human being. His life is worth you losing a $100 bet. That's what you think.
No, sir.
Yes, what you did, sir. Your actions speak for your intentions. I don't think you were reared that way.
No, sir, I wasn't.
Well, then your mother has Jekyll and Hyde in her house. Which one are you? You're playing both sides, but you can't. You can't be evil and good. You've got to pick a choice. But you made a choice that night. And 12 rounds at someone in the middle of a residential intersection, a residential area in town, disrupts everybody. Can you imagine all the people who had to deal with that? How threatened they feel, like their home is not a safe place because of people like you? Over $100 bet? That's what life is worth to you, sir? Well, when you shoot 12 times at a human being, you intend to kill them, especially when you hit him twice. He's just lucky you're a bad shot. But that's about it.
Yes, sir.
Shame on you for that. That's not what. But it's actions like yours are what makes the front page and what people think our area is all about. When we have good people who are struggling to try to keep the image of this area worthy of all the opportunities that are available with people who can make $40 an hour jobs right and left.
Yes, sir.
Not you. You're busy messing up in another way. All you got to do is get an education, get a trade, and you're making six figures.
Yes, sir.
And not going to prison.
Yes, sir.
But you have a choice like everybody else. And I don't understand how one after another people decide they want to get a gun, get the drugs, and shoot it out in the middle of the streets. No, we're going to get law and order. It may be one step at a time, but this area is worth saving
Yes,
from
sir.
people who act like you. And it's terrible. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yes, I am.
Well, here's the problem with shooting somebody. You can't take the bullets back.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. I remember.
All right. Anything else? Anything?
Judge,
You know where I'm headed. I don't like this. This is bad. This is representation of bad acts that are not allowed without severe consequences on this court's watch. We can't allow this. He's not going to scamper out of here with, oh, I can do this and get probation. No way. No, he's going to be held accountable.
I just
We're
want to say
lucky.
I was not
The
there.
others weren't injured.
I was there. I was not there that night.
No.
It's a serious matter. But since I met him and worked with him, he's been on time. There are appointments for conferences. He had full-time employment with the city of Oman. Showed up to work, went home, stayed out of trouble. And as I'm aware of today, there wasn't any violations of his bond conditions.
How do you explain his conduct with all of that? His actions speak louder than what we're talking about. He can do that. He can do that 99% of the time, but if 1% he's shooting at people in the middle of residential areas over a $100 bet, I'm sorry. All of that kind of is a wasted effort when he can't have it. He can't say I'm 99% going to be good. I'm a 99% good person. It's that 1% that I put people in harm's way and shoot people.
I'm speaking to the rehabilitation. I understand from the punitive standpoint that he should be punished within the realms of law and order. But in terms of how can he be rehabilitated from the actions that he took, of course, he could have killed someone that night. And he did hit someone twice. And he had to go to the hospital and everything like that. But
So the message then you think I should send, you put him on probation and everybody gets to shoot once at someone and put him in the hospital, shoot 12 times in residential areas, and you get the Draylen Wright rule. They get another chance. What's fair for one is fair for all. No, not on my watch. He's stepped way over the line on this. And he's lucky. He should be looking at 20 years. And actually attempted murder is another crime that could have been charged. Because that's what it says.
Yes, sir. Honestly.
My God, you would really attempted to murder another human, one of God's creatures.
Can I ask you a question? Judge, your mind.
Go ahead.
So if the belt was on my side, I'm asking like, what if I was in his shoes and he was in mine?
What are you trying to ask?
I'm trying to ask you is,
What?
I know what I did was wrong, but
Okay, so what are you trying to ask now? Well, I don't understand this at all. Are you saying a $100 bet justifies attempting to murder someone?
no, sir. No, sir.
All right, then I'd stay quiet because logic is not working for you. You're not using logic, right?
You're right.
Anything else? If nothing further, I'm going to find you have pleaded guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted during your plea hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I'm following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. There will be an affirmative finding that a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, was used in the commission of this offense. I wish for your family, who obviously is a role, this lady is certainly a role model.
Yes, sir.
For actions that you defied to take. You
Yes, sir.
should have acted more responsible. You shouldn't have been hot-headed.
Yes, sir.
And you shouldn't have taken a firearm, shot at a human being, shooting him twice in the middle of this city in a residential area and shooting 12 times.
Yes, sir.
Peace went right out the window with you.
Yes, sir.
And we're supposed to be living together peaceably. And we are not going to send a message that when you lose a $100 bet, you get to go shoot and attempt to kill somebody. No, we've got to be clear-headed. And we're going to be held responsible when our actions are that foolish.
Yes, sir.
I wish you would have done something differently.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? That is something.
My screen box.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.